City College finally has a new permanent president. We'll meet him in our lead report.
It's been a whirlwind in Washington. Find out why President Trump is calling the Russian probe a witch hunt.
To start practicing your high notes, American Idol is coming back to TV. More in entertainment.
And later in weather, will the cold spell continue? We'll give you your weekly forecast. Newscene starts right now.
Welcome to Newscene. City College has had trouble finding and keeping its presidents. Vince Vangela has the latest on the hunt for a City College president.
Thank you, Gabe. Last week, we told you about the two finalists up for the position of San Diego City College president, Dr. Larry G. Buckley of West Hills College in the San Joaquin Valley and Dr. Ricky Shabazz of San Bernardino Valley College. It was announced this week that Dr. Ricky Shabazz, who is currently Vice President of Student Services at San Bernardino College, has been named the new City College president. He'll be replacing Dr. Anthony Beebe, who was president from August of 2014 to when he resigned in May of 2016 to take a president's position at Santa Barbara City College. Currently, we have interim president Denise Wisenhunt filling this role. And if this sounds a bit confusing, it's because Dr. Shabazz will be the fourth president in 4 years. According to an article by the San Diego Union Tribune, he says, quote, "I'm looking forward to building lasting relationships that I hope last over the next 10 years, end quote. We reached out to Dr. Shabazz, and here's what he had to say.
It is a great honor to be considered to serve as the president, and you know, it's a great college, great faculty, great staff, great students, great community, and I look forward to serving the campus community and the community that surrounds the college. It is a great honor.
Now, he said he couldn't speak more on this because he's not officially been hired as president. That will happen during the next district board meeting on May 25th, where his appointment will be ratified. Assuming all goes well, and there's no reason it won't, Dr. Shabazz will start his position at City College on July 11th of this year. Dr. Shabazz told us that once he becomes the official president, that he looks forward to speaking with Newscene and answering some questions and concerns that City College students might have. We'll be looking forward to that over summer break, and we'll be sure to give you a special report when that time comes. Until then, I'm going to send it back to the desk with Gabe and Shaylin.
Thanks for that, Vince. And from one commander-in-chief to another, President Trump is now calling the Russia investigation a witch hunt invented by Democrats. But the Department of Justice has sent a strong message that it's important by appointing a special prosecutor that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle can live with.
The investigation into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia has taken an unexpected twist: the appointment of a special prosecutor. In a statement, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein wrote, "Special counsel is necessary in order for the American people to have full confidence in the outcome." Reaction from Capitol Hill was swift, especially from Democrats who had insisted on a special prosecutor ever since FBI Director James Comey was fired last week.
Everyone in this country should breathe a sigh of relief.
A very solid and significant step.
Rosenstein, who recommended firing Comey, has appointed Robert Mueller to lead the Russian investigation. Mueller is a former Marine and DOJ official who served as FBI director until 2013 after serving 12 years.
This is the single most respected figure in American law enforcement. This is someone who really embodies the best of the American criminal justice system. And the chips are going to fall where they may.
Among them, top pick Joe Lieberman, who's the former Connecticut senator and 2000 Democratic vice presidential nominee, former Oklahoma Governor Frank Keating, former FBI official Rich McFreely, and acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe. The White House has said the need for a special counsel in the Russian probe is necessary. In a statement, President Trump wrote, "A thorough investigation will confirm what we already know. There was no collusion between my campaign and any foreign entity." But now there is word that the Trump team knew fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn was under investigation for his ties to Russia before he came to the White House. The New York Times cites two sources saying Flynn first disclosed he was being investigated by the Department of Justice on January 4th. That revelation was first made to the transition team's chief lawyer, Donald McGahn, who is now the White House counsel.
Thank you to Luz Delia Caballero for that report. The New York Times report goes on to say that conversation and the two that followed show that the Trump team knew about the Flynn investigation earlier than was previously reported. Flynn's legal issues have been a problem for the White House from the beginning and are at the center of a growing political crisis for President Trump, who reports say previously told the Russians he was relieved to have fired Comey because he is, quote, a nut job.
And Time magazine published an eye-catching cover showing the White House being taken over by St. Basil's Cathedral's famous onion domes. It comes as an investigation into public collision between Russia and the Trump campaign. It's a nod to reports earlier this week that President Trump shared classified information with the Russian ambassador. The president mentions that there wasn't any involvement by the Russian government in the 2016 presidential election.
9 are injured following a brutal attack outside the Turkish ambassador's residence in Washington. Turkish President Recep Erdogan stood by and watched the incident happen. About 24 protesters showed up outside of the embassy just hours after he met with President Trump at the White House. U.S. Senators John McCain and Dianne Feinstein wrote a letter to the Turkish government demanding it take responsibility for their actions. Federal and local law enforcement are going through videos of the incident to identify exactly who was involved.
And a former controversial congressman best known for his infamous sexting scandal is throwing in the towel. Ex-Democratic Congressman Anthony D. Weiner is to appear in the federal courtroom today in Manhattan to enter a guilty plea. Weiner is facing a single charge of transferring obscene material to a minor and surrendered to the FBI early this morning. Mr. Weiner reportedly exchanged sexually explicit messages with a 15-year-old girl and could face a sentence of up to 10 years in prison.
And in Mexico, dozens of journalists staged a protest on Tuesday asking for justice after a prominent reporter was killed a day earlier. Javier Valdez was murdered in the western state of Sinaloa near the offices of the newspaper he helped found. Javier Valdez reported greatly on the Mexican drug trade and was awarded the International Press Freedom Award for investigating the cartels. He is the 6th journalist so far to be killed in Mexico this year. And so far, no arrests have been made in connection with any of their deaths.
And the Rubio's manager, who was stabbed in the face on Monday in Solana Beach, is expected to make a full recovery. Robin Rodriguez actually had part of the knife tip stuck in his head. Emmanuel Ibarra, a 34-year-old homeless man, stabbed him and then ran near the train tracks under the Via de la Valle overpass in Del Mar. A Rubio's customer says it's hard to understand why Rodriguez would be attacked in the first place.
Really, really good guy, gentle, kind, friendly, always been a really good guy.
Deputies say Ibarra ran at them with a knife when they confronted him, prompting them to shoot and kill him.
And the drunk driver accused of killing a pregnant mother of 2 on Mother's Day was granted no mercy in court. 44-year-old Andrew Milonis pleaded not guilty to 8 felony accounts, including 2 counts of murder, in the crash that killed 29-year-old Jessica Fotheringham and her unborn child. Chris Fondo, Fotheringham's husband, says he was driving Sunday night in a separate car ahead of his wife when the crash happened in Ramona.
I'm just trying to stay strong for my sons. I'm trying to be there to support them, because my little one, he doesn't believe it's true. He asks me every night, when is mommy coming home?
Milonis was eventually arrested at a nearby bar. His bail has been raised to $3 million. He faces 40 years to life in prison if he's convicted.
And the Central Library hosted an event honoring a galaxy far, far away. Stay tuned for more.
And later on in sports, see how a player committed a certain type of crime on the field.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch. That'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Star Wars turns 40 this month, and San Diego celebrated the legacy of the franchise with a spectacular event. Here's Christian Gomez with more on the story.
It has been 40 years since the release of George Lucas's original Star Wars. Donning the title of summer blockbuster, Star Wars forever changed the way cinema is created and viewed for many years to come. In San Diego, our local Central Library hosted their annual celebration of Star Wars Day. The event included a variety of activities for fans both young and old. Whether it was learning how to wield the lightsaber from the San Diego Sabers, learning about the people behind the art of Star Wars, or taking a picture with your favorite character from a galaxy far, far away.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I love dressing up, and it's great, it's a lot of fun, but just the great causes we get to be a part of, and just seeing the looks on everybody's faces when we're out here, and the looks of joy that you get, I mean, it just melts your heart.
This 40th anniversary is not just a celebration of Star Wars, but a celebration of the fandom, the community of dedicated fans that has spanned for more than 3 generations.
I'm fortunate to say that I was old enough to see the very first movie of Star Wars when it first came out in the theaters. And ever since then, I've just been a huge fan of Star Wars.
What do they do in Star Wars?
They fight bad guys.
Yeah? Why do you love Star Wars? Yeah.
Because I watch it all the time.
Who's your favorite character?
The Sand People.
With the next installment coming out this Christmas, there will be no end to the tremendous impact this amazing franchise has had on society. Christian Gomez, Newscene.
You can catch the next Star Wars celebration at the Central Library next year, just in time for the Han Solo anthology movie, which I'm really excited about. I love Donald Glover, and he's playing Lando Calrissian. I'm really excited.
And moving on to Ramona, according to an ad on Craigslist, Ramona High School is on sale at the price of $2,017. The post appeared Wednesday morning in the For Sale by Owner section. The ad says the underclassmen are included in the purchase. The listing also says that campus is for sale because the 2017 seniors are graduating, and they are the only thing keeping the school going. The post has been removed from Craigslist and has been acknowledged as a senior prank by Ramona High School.
Parents of athletes at Torrey Pines High School are outraged over a recent email they have received. The email informed parents of a mandatory parent-player meeting, pointing out in bold and underlined, "Please bring your checkbooks." Turns out the program is asking for a minimum donation of $695 per child. The email stated due to previous fundraising funds, money is still needed to cover costs. One parent, Wendy Gum, was shocked by the request.
I have not seen the actual documents, but in the research that I did, what I had found out was that the foundation actually built the cages without going through a public works contract.
Gum's outrage put her on a mission to expose how the high school sports system is shaped.
And get your caps, gowns, and bring extra tissues. Graduation is next week. The San Diego City College graduation will be held on May 26th at 5 p.m. at the Organ Pavilion in Balboa Park. Also, the 47th annual Chicano graduation is on May 21st at noon at the Seville Theater. All graduating students are welcomed to participate. For more information on the graduation, you can visit City College website or the Student Affairs office in M200. Congratulations to all our wonderful graduates.
And if you're not ready to graduate, San Diego City College will offer summer classes from June 5th to August 12th. Some of these courses during this session will include communications, business, cosmetology, health, math, and of course the sciences. Registration must be completed before the ad deadline. For more information, all you have to do is visit our school's website.
And from baseball games to the latest in the MDA playoff action, here is Marissa Gonzalez with sports.
Thanks, guys. And we go to Chase Field in Phoenix, where the first place NL West leading Arizona Diamondbacks take on the New York Mets. Now, the Arizona Diamondbacks will end up winning this game, but here's D-backs ace Zach Greinke taking the hill. And down by 1 in the bottom of the third inning with 2 on, Gregor Blanco hits a line drive to right field, scoring Daniel Delasco and Jeff Mathis to put the home team on top 2-1. Later on in the same inning, Chris Owings will try to steal to second, and here's the throw down to 2 right here, but he gets caught in a pickle. And during the rundown, Paul Goldschmidt runs home as the Mets just miss the tag on this dropped ball. Now, bottom of the 6th, outfielder Yasmani Tomas belts a bomb over to right field, There it goes. Look at that ball going, and it makes a splash like he's the third Splash Brother right into the D-backs pool. Tomas with his 8th home run of the season makes it 5-2. D-backs still with the lead. Top of the 7th inning, Mets catcher launches a dinger to left field. Home runs all over the place for a 2-run shot to make it a 1-run game. The D-backs will bring in Fernando Rodney to close out the game, who gets Curtis Granderson on the strikeout and puts the arrows in the hearts of Mets fans. There he goes with this famous Fernando Rodney arrow, and the Arizona Diamondbacks win, final score 5-4. Now, meanwhile, Game 1 between the Cavs and Celtics happened on Wednesday night. Let's head over to Cleveland. Now, LeBron knew immediately that this was going to be the LeBron show. He's really feeling it right there. Now, LeBron doing it as he does best, backing himself into that shot like he's at the club or something. Look at him backing it in with the open shot, makes that, and then floats in this other shot right here. And then Kyrie will do the same thing in the second half of the game. There he goes, just right in there. Now LeBron running this one in, tosses it in, making it look easy, and Kyrie juggling this ball all around, bobbling it over the place, dribbling it, nearly loses it, passes it off to Kevin Love, who gets the 3, and that shot is good. And where are the Celtics highlights, you ask? Well, the Cavs would go on to win this game pretty easily, 117-104. And now our play of the week came from a game between the Rays and the Indians. Now heading over to the Rays game, here we have Kipnis at the plate, rather. And so Kevin Kiermaier, look at this, tracking it down, leaps up and grabs this home run. Look at this on the replay. The Outlaws, they call him, will rob that home run. And oh my goodness, the reaction from Kipnis is absolutely unbelievable. Rays fans are pretty used to this, but look at Kipnis as he is just shocked. Well, that wraps it up for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Marissa. Coming up on Newscene, United Kingdom hospitals were under attack this week. Our local techspert will show you why.
And you won't believe what performer is paying off student loans. Stay tuned to find out in entertainment.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash, 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Welcome back to Newscene. Just last week, hospitals in the UK and computers all across the world went under attack by a computer worm labeled as ransomware. It turns out ransomware is creating new opportunities for Bitcoin miners to make it big.
The worm that got into the UK hospital server should not be confused with your typical computer virus. A worm is a type of virus that is able to spread throughout your computer and is also able to spread throughout the networks that are connected to the infected PC. We know that the UK hospital servers were the first to come into contact, yet the origins of the virus is still unknown, leaving room for speculation that this could have potentially been a cyber attack. Reactions at the hospital caused patients to be evacuated from the emergency wards and denied service even with an appointment, leaving people with medical needs unattended. Companies are beginning to prepare for the inevitable by stockpiling bitcoins just in case they come under a cyber attack by whoever. It is known that bitcoins are the preferred currency of hackers due to the difficulty of tracking the transactions. The recent increase in demand for bitcoins has drastically increased the price by $700, making the final price roughly $1,900 just for one bitcoin. Jack Demekis, Newscene.
Recent evidence is beginning to show similarities between the 2014 Sony hack and UK's ransomware attack. Fingers are pointed at North Korea for the responsibility of this cyber attack due to the similarity of language in the code.
And speaking of hackers, hackers strike Hollywood once more, claiming one of the summer's biggest blockbuster releases. The stolen movie, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales, is Disney's 5th installment of the profitable franchise. The hackers are threatening the release of the film in segments until their demands are met. The demands include a pirate-like ransom paid with Bitcoin. The theft comes a few weeks after hackers stole the latest season of Netflix's Orange is the New Black. Disney is currently working with federal authorities to investigate the attack. The film is set to open in theaters nationwide on May 26th.
And the rape charges against WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange have been dropped after almost 7 years. Assange took refuge in Ecuador's embassy in London in 2012 to escape extradition to Sweden. He has been there ever since, claiming officials could ultimately extradite him to the United States. In Britain, Assange faces a warrant for failing to appear in court. And the Metropolitan Police in London say that they will arrest him if he tries to leave the embassy. Assange says while the dropped charges are an important victory, the war is far from over.
And here's Heather Casas with what's hot in the box office for this summer. What's up, Heather?
Thank you, guys. Turner and MTV have chosen platinum singing hip-hop artist Drake to host the first ever NBA Awards on the TNT show. The show will air on June 26 at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will honor the league's top players with awards. Some of the categories will include Most Valuable Player, NBA Rookie of the Year, and more. Fans can cast their votes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Nicki Minaj has joined the list of celebs that are donating their money to pay for students' tuition. While browsing Twitter, she came across a tweet from a fan that asked her to help with his tuition cost. 6 minutes later, Nicki replied, "Show me a straight A that I can verify with your school and I'll pay it." Her timeline was instantly flooded with requests. Nicki has paid out thousands of dollars in less than 24 hours. The list of celebs that are taking care of students' debt continue to grow. Chance the Rapper donated $1 million to city schools in Chicago, and Beyonce just started a scholarship to encourage women to study the arts. Do you remember American Idol? It's been a year since the singing competition had an emotional goodbye after 15 seasons on Fox, but it's officially coming back to TV, just this time in ABC. The show will air between 2017 and 2018. Even though we don't know the original host Ryan Seacrest will be part of the project, there is a chance because he is already part of the ABC family. He is the new host of ABC Morning Talk Show, Live with Kaylee and Ryan. But what we know is that Katy Perry will be one of the judges on the revival of American Idol. And the summer blockbuster season is officially here. Coming out this weekend is a new chapter in the Alien franchise, Alien Covenant, which brings back the original director Ridley Scott behind the camera. The week after, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tells No Tales open, where your favorite pirate, Captain Jack Sparrow, goes on another adventure. Also coming out this summer is DC Comics, Wonder Woman starring Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, along with Marvel's Spider-Man Homecoming, where the friendly neighborhood web slinger takes out the vulture. And if you're looking for some comedy, there's The Rock's new film Baywatch, based on the popular 90s TV show, looks to make you laugh, along with the sequel of Despicable Me 3, during Gru and the Minions back for one more adventure. And that's it. That's all the time that I have for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Heather. Definitely looking forward to Wonder Woman, seeing Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I've been waiting for that all.
And me, I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man. I love the Spider-Man series. And after the break, Jack Namikas has the latest weather update for this weekend. Stay tuned.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Newscene. Here's Jack Demikas with what you can expect for this weekend. Jack?
Thanks, Gabe. While we're warming up for summer here in California, in Colorado, it's a slightly different story. They're having heavy snowfall, and cars are getting stuck in the road left and right. Tow trucks are having to come out from everywhere to come and save them. But it's taken about 22 snowplows to clear I-70 alone because it got shut down earlier in the day. And while we're dealing with snow in Colorado, here in California it's a completely different situation. Over 150 firefighters are dousing a fire in Elm, where the fire department has reported the fire has grown to over 5,000 acres in just 2 days. Smoke from the fire has been going south, which has closed 198 for the temporary time being. And we hope that the roads clear up soon and that the firefighters are home safe with their families. Let's take a look at the local forecast. So from Oceanside down to Chula Vista, we're going to be looking about mid-60s to mid-70s. It's going to be pretty nice out there, but still don't want to go quite out to the beach because there's still a little bit of pollution out there, so probably want to avoid it for the next couple weeks. And as we look at Escondido and down to El Cajon, it's going to be about mid-80s, so it's nice and hot in there. We see like the nice heat. That's going to be coming from the overcast we had the past few days because it's kind of like a blanket, keeps the heat in, so it keeps us nice and warm. Out in Borrego, they're looking at about 79. That's actually nice and cool for them, so they should be really happy. Let's go ahead and look at the 5-day forecast. So from Saturday to Monday, we're going to be looking at low 60s to upper 70s, but about mid 70s on Monday actually. And on Tuesday, we're going to have a low of 60, a high of 72. Wednesday gets a little bit different because it gets a little partly cloudy with a high of 59, a high of 69 with a low of 59. And then on Thursday, it's going to be nice and sunny with a low of 59 and a high of 67. And you know, that's about all I have for the weather this week. I'm going to back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jack. Can't believe we're almost done with the last semester and this is our last show.
But it's not quite over yet. We're actually going to have an all-Spanish magazine show next week. We'll show you some stories from San Diego and across the Tijuana border. So tune in at 6 p.m. on ITV next Friday to see our bilingual journalists at work. Are you really excited about the Spanish show?
I am.
Are you going to be a part of it?
Yeah, and just before we let you guys go, we just wanted to let you know to pick up your latest copy of the Legend magazine. What do you think about the magazine, Jay?
I have to say I'm a little bit biased because I wrote a couple stories in it. We're very proud of the work, and some of it's really beautiful. So you can go and pick up your copies here on campus.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Newscene. Hope you have a good night.
I'm Shaylin Martos.
And I'm Gabriel Salazar.